Hi everybody, I'm back. Today we're going to start a new series on this channel, which is Book of the Month. So I'm going to feature books that I've been reading over the past several weeks or month, or the favorite books from my classes from this month. And I have a couple today. I have quite this stack sitting next to me. The first one I read in my public law core class, so we're reading a survey of the most important works of public law, and this one is called Deciding to Decide, and this is actually written by one of my advisors and a man I TA'd for. So this is H.W. Perry Jr.'s Deciding to Decide, Agenda Setting in the United States Supreme Court. So it goes into depth via elite interviews on the cert process, how cert is given, and how the rule of 4 works. And it is a very good book because I think it's written really well, it's written colloquially, and they have featured lots of quotes from the different clerks and justices that were interviewed by Professor Perry. I think it's a good read, especially if you want to know about the cert process. So the second one was also from our public law core class, and this is the Supreme Court in the Attitudinal Model Revisited. So this is the new edition, and this is written by Spaeth and Sagel, so Jeffrey Sagel and Harold Spaeth, and it is a quintessential book for public law scholars. It was highly praised and highly criticized. So the main focus of this book is that justices are not constrained necessarily by the law when making decisions. They essentially pick the outcome of a case and use that to, they use their attitudes to decide the outcomes of cases. And I myself am highly critical of this work. I don't know that they get it all right. I think it's partially right, but it is very interesting and useful in my research and for studying for my comprehensive exams. The third book is one I'm using for a research paper. This is called America Divided, The Civil War of the 1960s by Maurice Eiserman and Michael Kazin. And this one is a book I read as an undergraduate in a Southern politics class. And this one is very good because it goes through the development of the civil rights movement and kind of the peripheral things that were happening. So it was not just the politics of the civil rights movement, but there's work about music in here, and the Great Society, and just how the whole movement developed outside of just Martin Luther King and the bus riots. It goes a lot deeper. So I really enjoyed that. And then I have 2 books that I am reading for fun because I decided to add that in to my schedule this semester because I really missed reading non-school related books, although they are still relatively academic books. So the first one, I don't have the cover because I checked it out from the library, but this is John Lewis's autobiography, Walking with the Wind. And I'm about halfway through this now. I started it during our spring break, and I'm really enjoying it. The last book I have is one that is academic, but it's very fun too. So this is the Beyonce Effect, Essays on Sexuality, Race, and Feminism. So most of my friends know that I'm a large Beyonce fan. I really enjoy her work, and I enjoy the academic lens that is used in these essays to really focus on how influential Beyonce is to society and for women today. So one of them that I really liked is Beyonce in Blue, Black Motherhood and the Binds of Racialized Sexism. So that one was really interesting. That's about how Beyonce styles Blue Ivy's hair and the political effect that has. Creole Queen, Beyonce in Performing Placage in the New Millennium by Kimberly Chandler is very good. The first one I mentioned is by Sunita Moss. It's excellent work. And I also really enjoyed Janelle Hobson's Feminist Debate Beyonce. There is a high amount of debate, especially on the internet, amongst feminists and Beyonce's effect on modern feminism, whether she is helpful for the cause or whether she's detrimental to it. This type of debate is going on right now with Emma Watson and a Vanity Fair spread that she was featured in, and whether she can claim being a feminist and be featured in that Vanity Fair spread. So that's what I'm reading this month. I hope you check them out. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be back next month with more recommendations. Thanks for hanging out.
Rivers and roads, rivers till I